G'day guys, welcome back. I'm going to do another ring pour using the Decoart Satin Enamels paint. It's just in my white, so I want to get more of a sort of a cloudy ring pour effect rather than individual cells. Hopefully you saw my last video. Now this was the pour using my other cloud pouring medium, the Floetrol Liquitex pouring medium and water. It's a lot thinner and you can see how there's separate cells that have popped up. Now, they are a sort of a cloudy, puffy looking cell, but I don't want these. I just want like clouds, I guess, inside the rings. I did a little sample one with this thicker mix. Let me just grab it for you. I just did it on a piece of card. That's it there. So it's really pretty. I'm hoping to get something like that. This was 2 parts Floetrol and 1 part paint. The one I did yesterday on the 20-inch canvas, that was 3 parts Floetrol and 1 part paint. And I just wasn't that happy with the outcome, so I've gone to a thicker mix and see how that goes. So I've got the same paints. I've got just Floetrol as my pouring medium, and as I said, 2 parts Floetrol to 1 part Liquitex Basics. When it comes to the white, I use the Artist Loft. You don't have to, you can use the Liquitex Basics as well, but I've got this, so I'm using it. I did 1 part pouring medium, or that's Floetrol in this case, 1 part Floetrol to 1 part of the white Artist Loft. And then to the white, I added 1/4 of the satin enamel. So that's what I did. So for instance, if I used 80 grams of the white, I put in 20 of this, so 1/4. So 80 and 20 is obviously 100 grams, and then I would put in 100 grams of the Floetrol. Got it? I hope so. With the gold, I used the Sargent's metallic gold. It's really quite thin. I've had to add 1.5 parts paint to 1 part Floetrol to thicken it up. So those are the only 2 differences. The rest of all of these, my colours have been mixed 2 to 1. So I've got, this here is Phthalo Blue. That one is Deep Violet. The teal is the Phthalo Blue and the light green permanent mixed together to get that teal colour. And the gold I've told you about. The purple is Dioxazine Purple. And then this one on the end is my bright aqua green. And those are the colours. No silicone in these. Now, if you saw my last pour, you'll know that I wasn't that happy with the big white centre. I'll grab it and show it to you just in case you missed it. It's still wet. It's got the big white centre there, which I wasn't that happy about. So I'm going to reduce the amount of white that's going into my cup first. I'm just going to put a little bit in there rather than a whole covering of the bottom of the cup. So just try for a little bit. So half the bottom of the cup's covered. And then I'll start layering. Got my blue. I think I'm going to do 3 layers. I don't want to fill the whole cup up. I probably only want about 3/4 of a cup. And then the purple, teal, and hopefully this gold's nice and thick. It doesn't act the same as the other paints because it's a metallic. I'm just sort of going by the feel of it, the resistance with the stick. And no, actually I better not put the white next to the gold. I'll go with some purple and then a little bit of white, just a touch. I'm going to change my order up for the second one. Then I'll put the blue in and then some purple and then a little bit of white. Again, I don't want too much white. It really takes over. So just a tiny little bit of white between a few of the colours. The dark purple and the dark blue I'm adding more colour to, because I want it a relatively dark pour. I think that will be enough. It was only 2 layers, wasn't it? Yeah, that'll do. Let me move everything out of the way. Oh, this canvas is, where does it say? 16 by 20 inch, 40 by 50 centimetre. So that's the canvas I'm using. Let me move these paints out of the way. And then I can bring the canvas back down. Now, as you can see, I've done a base coat already. The base coat, I mixed the same white, the white with the satin enamel, same ratios, a quarter that to one of that. And I mixed that 3 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint, just so that it would flow easily. Easier? More easy. What am I thinking? Now, I don't want to have the green on the top. I'm just going to pop a little bit of purple just on the top there. So yeah, 3 to 1 on the base coat, and the other white has got 2 to 1. Righto, let's do it. Ring pour. Now I might just sort of wander, if I can, wander around a little bit so that I don't have too much of the same colour in the one spot. Oops, I'm going very wobbly. I'm trying to move the cup around and then around the other way, so that I don't have too much of the one colour coming out on the one side. If you've done ring pours, you'll know what I mean. You get to have, well, it tends to have like one colour on one side. You can see there's a lot of green on the one side there, so I'm just going to turn my cup around. It's a bit tricky, just so that I can move the colour around. See, now there's a lot of purple on the one side, so I'm just going to move the cup around so I can get some of the purple on the other side. I might just do this because I don't want to have too much white right in the center. I'll just see what that looks like, because I don't want to have that big blob of white right in the middle like I did last time. Even though that was a small amount of white. Oh, I'm not very straight, am I? It was only a little bit of white in the bottom of the cup, but I still don't want a big blob there. So let's see how this looks. Give it a bit of a torch to pop some bubbles. Okay. Now I want to tilt 8 times because I want to really stretch this out. So I'm going to go to each corner, not over the edge, and then I'll go again to each corner and take it over the edge. Not sure what this middle's going to do because I've gone back up over the top of the white. Isn't it amazing though? Like I only put a tiny little bit of white in the bottom and I've still got a huge white center. Just bizarre. Probably could have put in half of that. Just covered a quarter of the bottom of the cup. Back to the middle. And then I'll go over to that corner there. You can control where you want the paint to go. You just have to bring it back to the center each time so you can change your directions. Don't know how I feel about that long white strip in the center. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Now I'll go off the corner and back to the middle. I'll go off to this corner and then I'll turn the canvas so you can see what I'm doing. Over the edge. I haven't got a lot of white showing up in my rings, have I? It's all in the middle. Strange. I know I only put a little bit of white in between each of my layers, but maybe I should have put a little bit more to get the reaction that I wanted. So I'm not getting that much of a reaction just yet. I like the stripes, but just don't like that middle bit. I'm going to make up a little bit more paint and pour over that middle section. Not liking that middle bit. Okay, I'm just going to use the same cup and pour in a little bit of blue. There's already some white in there. A little bit of the purple. Gold's vanished totally. Oops, something went in there. Blob of something. Get out of my paint. All right, now I'm just going to pour in from up high a little bit of white. Oh, it didn't work. I thought it was going to go all the way down, but it kind of hit the side. Okay, let's try again. Just going to pour it into the middle. Actually, let me get rid of that white. Let's see if I can get the white to go straight through. Yep, see it's gone all the way down now. Hopefully that will give me a bit more of an effect than having it all in the center here. Let's try again. Whoops, big blob came out. So that's a better center. It's not so white, is it? It's got more stripies in it. That's much better. I think I'll do that in future, you guys. I think I've just learnt something. Don't start with white. Just pour your white in at the end, right through all the layers, and get a little bit of white in all the layers. We'll see. There's a lot of white here. Okay, start. Oh, I better torch it. Come back a bit. Give that a torch, and then I'll see if I can tilt some of that off, because I don't like that. wasn't a good idea to make a funny little pattern at the end there. Okay, let's see what happens. Just going to go around in a big circle first, just to stretch the paint out. And get rid of that big white blob that I had there. Just going around in another circle. So there's no reason why you have to stick with just your original pour. You can by all means add more paint and go again. Just going to take that over that one corner there. I think that'll look pretty. And then come back. Yes, much happier with that. Oh, I can see my gold. Turn that around. So I've pretty much tilted most of the paint off. It doesn't really want to move anymore, so I think that's kind of where it's going to have to stay. Just seeing if I can get it over a little bit more. That's it. Turn it around again. So I want to keep this half here. I'll just take the weight of it back to the middle again. Still got a lot of white here. I think that was that extra white that I poured on. But I was trying to get it to go down the center and it didn't. It sort of stayed on top. So that was what all this was. But this is a much better effect. That's what I was wanting. By just pouring the white paint down the center. That was more what I was after. Just playing with the composition now. And I think I will leave it like that. Wipe my grubby hands. Still not in love with it. This big white bar here bothers me. I wonder if I've got enough paint to go a little bit more. What to do. I might do a little bit more paint. Just don't like that big white bar there. I'll use up, I've got some more paint. I'm just going to use up what I've got, because after this painting I need to go and get ready to go out. My daughter Christy's up for the weekend again, and and we are going to go to the movies. We're going to go out for lunch first to get some yum cha, some yummy steamed pork buns. And then we're going to the movies. We're going to go and see Godzilla #2. So, looking forward to that. Love those sorts of movies. But I thought I'll come and do a quick pour because I had some paint left over from yesterday. These ones. I had to make up a tiny bit more because I didn't think I'd have enough. And now I've got heaps. Let's finish off the gold. You don't really need a lot of paint for this technique. You know, you're better off not having so much and actually stretching it out. Okay, a little bit of green to finish it off. And the white from up high. Just a touch. Okay. Just go, where will I go? I wonder what it would look like if I had 2 centers. No, that wouldn't work because if I tilted that, it's going to get rid of that. I'm just going to go here in the middle again. And just tilt over the one side. Kind of do it a bit of a wandering ring pour. Try and get it across the surface. Okay, catch the drips. That's looking lovely. Why couldn't I do that the first time? My cup was too full and I was tilting it too much and I was getting wriggles. Okay. 3rd time lucky, you guys. Torch. Popping bubbles. Plenty of paint on the surface. Hopefully it'll move around well. Now I'm going to go straight across to the other side, the other corner. I'll turn it though so that you can see, otherwise I'm tilting it towards me, aren't I? And you can't see properly. Making a huge mess today. That looks interesting, doesn't it? Pretty. Let's get a bit more of that white off. Come back to the middle. Maybe I should just leave it like that. It's different. Should I just leave it like that? I think if I'm going to do that, I need to take more white off that side. Bring it down a bit this way. I might take a little bit more off that corner and then see what that looks like. Take a bit more of that white off. Because I didn't like that white on the edge there. It's not really a cloudy painting. Kind of lost my cloudy effect, but hey, I really like that. It's not your traditional ring pour, is it, with the big ring in the center? Just going to get a little bit of that white off the bottom there. And then I'll come back back to the middle again. Okay. What do we think of that one? As I said, it's not really a cloudy effect on this one. I've got some sort of clouds there, but that's okay. I still really like it. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Actually, I wouldn't mind opening this up here. Let's push a little bit of that purple off. Just a touch. Now, how am I going to get all the way over there? No, I'm not going to. Indecisive. I quite like those little white cells that have popped up. So let's just leave it like that. And that block of purple's really pretty through there. So I'm just going to leave it. You know, you can make it worse by fiddling. So, as I always say, if you're 70% happy with your pour, just leave it. Because if you start messing around with it, you could mess it up and lose the 70% that you liked before, and then you're only 30% happy with it. And you think, oh no, I wish I hadn't have fiddled. So, yeah, sometimes it's best just to leave it. So it wasn't what I was going for. I guess this is a one-off. I'll probably never, ever get it again. No pours are ever the same. But I'm happy I got it. And this one's just totally different, which is fine also. Right, I'll leave it at that. Just go around my edges. Pretty sure all my corners have covered. May have been a little bit too thick, my mix, for my cloudy formations to appear properly. May well have been too thick. Okay, let me get you down for a close-up. So I still really like it, even though it wasn't what I was going for. Pours never are they really? You can aim for something, but it's very rare that you actually get exactly what you're going for, I think. Love these. The purple and the blue have gone together there. Still got our little whirlpool centre in the middle there. So yeah, overall, happy with that. Looks like 3 pours, doesn't it? Which is amazing because it was 3 pours. So yeah, like if you're not happy with your first pour, just go over it. You don't have to cover the whole thing, as you can see. I've kept some of the original pour and I think it's worked out beautifully. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So thanks for watching. And I'm going to go and get ready now and go and see Godzilla #2. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.